listening to Crystal Clear Lore, a Wormsong production. In the remote, fog-drenched hills of the Yorkshire Dales, an old superstition still lingers. When the cuckoo calls long after spring has passed, it is no ordinary bird. The locals know better. That hollow, mocking cry belongs to the Cuckoo King, a thing from the wild places older than the Romans, older than any tale of King Arthur. Like its namesake, it does not build its own nest. It simply takes another's. Widow Agnes Harrow lived with her 8-year-old daughter, Maud, in a gray stone cottage set apart from the village, close enough to hear the church bells but far enough for the moors to feel watchful. 3 years had passed since her husband vanished into the mist, and the silence in the house had grown heavy. As the autumn nights lengthened, the sound began. After the church bells struck 11, it drifted from the thicket of ancient beech trees behind the cottage. Clear, deliberate, and wrong. Agnes would freeze wherever she stood, counting the calls. 3, 4, sometimes 5. Each night the voice seemed a little louder, a little closer. At first she told herself it was only grief, or the wind playing tricks. Then Maud began to change. The girl no longer laughed as she played. Instead, she moved her toys in slow, deliberate patterns across the floor, her small hands unnaturally precise. One gray afternoon, Agnes paused in her dusting and asked softly,
"What's wrong, dear?"
Maud looked up, tilted her head with a sickening little crack, and answered in her father's voice, warm, deep, and long dead.
"What's wrong, dear?"
Agnes' blood turned to ice. That night, a storm rolled in across the dales, rain lashing the windows like clawing fingers. Agnes tucked Maud into bed, smoothing the blanket with trembling hands.
"If you need me, come and get me,"
she said, forcing a smile.
"It's only a storm, nothing to be frightened of."
Maud stared up at her, unblinking. For a long moment, there was only the howl of the wind and the rattle of the panes. Then the child whispered, sweet as poison,
"Did you know, Mama? The cuckoo doesn't steal the nest. It lets the real bird raise its own egg until there's nothing left of the first chick but eggshell and memory."
Frightened, Agnes pressed a quick kiss to her daughter's forehead, the skin unnaturally cool beneath her lips.
"Good night, love,"
she murmured, though the words tasted like ash. She glanced back as she reached the door. Maud still hadn't moved. The girl lay perfectly still, eyes open, watching her with that same empty sweetness. Agnes shut the door quickly, the latch clicking like a small bone snapping. Her heart would not slow. Something was terribly wrong with Maud, and she could no longer pretend it was grief or imagination. Hands trembling, Agnes dragged the old wooden ladder down from the ceiling hatch and climbed into the attic. The air up there was thick with dust and the smell of damp paper. Rain hammered the roof as she rifled through trunks and shelves by the light of a single lantern, her breath fogging in the chill. After what felt like hours, her fingers brushed against a small, leather-bound book tucked behind a stack of yellow letters. Her great-grandmother Kathleen's diary. She carried it downstairs to the kitchen table, the storm raging outside. With growing dread, she opened the brittle pages. Kathleen had written obsessively about the Cuckoo King.
"It is one of the sea,"
the spidery handwriting warned.
"but not like the others. This one builds no palace, tends no hollow hill. It lays its egg inside a living child. Slowly, patiently, over many months, piece by piece it replaces the soul, hollowing the vessel from within while the true child is carried away, screaming, to an unseen nest deep in the wildwood."
Agnes's stomach turned. She read on, the lantern light flickering as though something outside was passing by the windows.
"The cuckoo's song is both lure and clock. When you hear it after the season has ended, know this: the egg has already been laid."
Agnes sat as if she was frozen, the lantern flame guttering as though invisible fingers brushed past it. Kathleen's final warning stared up at her in spidery ink.
"When the song comes after the 11th bell, The egg is nearly hatched. Go not into the wildwood after it, lest you offer the last piece yourself.
A deep, resonant clang rolled across the hills. The church bells in the distant village began to strike 11. 1, 2, 3. Agnes's pulse thundered in her ears. She shoved the diary aside and stood, legs unsteady. From the bedroom came only silence. No breathing, no rustle of blankets, just the storm's howl. 4, 5, 6. She snatched the old poker from the hearth, cold iron heavy in her grip, and slipped a sprig of rowan from the windowsill into her pocket, its red berries bright against the gloom. Salt she poured into a small pouch, fingers shaking. Protections her ancestors had trusted, protections that had clearly failed Kathleen. 7, 8, 9. The 10th bell tolled as Agnes reached the back door. She paused only long enough to glance toward Maud's room. The door stood ajar, though she had shut it tight. 11. The final stroke faded in the rain-lashed night. Then it came, clear, mocking, impossibly close. The sound pulled at her like a hook behind the ribs, not from the thicket this time, but deeper, from the ancient beech woods that bordered the moor, where the trees grew twisted and the fog never quite lifted. Agnes stepped into the storm. Rain lashed her face as she followed the call, boots sinking into the sodden heather. The woods rose before her like a wall of black pillars, their smooth gray bark gleaming wetly in flashes of lightning. Branches clawed at her shawl. Every few paces the song rang out again, always a little deeper, guiding her onward. She found the spot where the trees thinned into a small clearing ringed by rowan and elder, a place no local would linger after dark. In the center, half buried in moss and fallen leaves, lay a circle of smooth white stones. And in its heart stood Maud, or what wore Maud's skin. The girl, the thing, faced away from her, head tilted at that unnatural angle. Its small hands were cupped as though holding something fragile. The cuckoo called again, and this time the sound came not from the trees, but from inside the child's throat.
Maud,
Agnes whispered, voice cracking.
my girl.
The figure turned slowly. The eyes that met hers were too bright, reflecting the lightning like polished moonstones. When it smiled, the expression was sweet, familiar, and utterly wrong.
You came, Mama.
It said in Maud's voice, layered now with something older, wilder.
The egg is almost ready. Just one more piece. Yours.
A faint, piteous cry echoed from somewhere far away, thin, childlike, desperate. The real Maud, trapped in the unseen nest. Agnes's heart splintered. She stepped forward, iron poker raised.
Give her back.
The creature laughed with Maud's mouth.
She is already eggshell in memory. But you can join her. Mothers always do, in the end.
The fog thickened, coiling like living smoke. Agnes felt it tugging at her thoughts, whispering promises of rest, of reunion, of never being alone again. Her grip on the iron loosened. With a desperate cry, she hurled the poker. Ha! It struck the thing's shoulder with a hiss, as though the metal burned. The creature shrieked, a sound like tearing branches, and staggered. Agnes lunged, scattering salt in a wild arc across the stone circle. Where the grains fell, the air seemed to burn. She seized the thing that wore her daughter's face by its thin shoulders.
I name you false,
she shouted above the storm, the old words Kathleen had scratched in the margin of the diary.
By iron and rowan, by salt and blood, I claim what is mine.
For one terrible moment, the creature's face rippled, Maud's features melting into something ancient and hollow-eyed, crowned with feathers and shadow. It thrashed, clawing at her arms, but Agnes held fast, pressing the rowan sprig against its chest. The cry from the unseen nest grew louder. Then, with a sound like cracking eggshell, the thing collapsed inward. Maud's small body went limp in Agnes's arms, cold and still. The cuckoo called one final time, faint now, retreating into the wildwood, and fell silent. Agnes carried her daughter home through the dying storm, whispering lullabies with a voice hoarse from screaming. Maud's eyes fluttered open as they crossed the threshold. They were her own again, tired and confused.
Mama, the storm's over?
Agnes wept with relief, clutching the child close. The iron poker lay abandoned in the clearing. The diary remained open on the kitchen table. But in the weeks that followed, Agnes noticed small things. Maud no longer feared the dark. Sometimes, when the wind moved through the beech trees just so, the girl would tilt her head and smile at nothing in particular. And late at night, after the church bells struck 11, Agnes would lie awake, listening. She never heard the cuckoo again, but she always wondered, in the quiet hours before dawn, whether she had truly driven the king away, or simply fed it the final piece it had been waiting for.
Welcome back to Crystal Clear Lore. I'm Crystal Lance, and this week I am joined once again by a strange man I found one day on the side of the road.
Hi, I'm Brady.
Still found him. Still kept him.
I know how to push these buttons, so she pays me a lot of good money.
I don't pay him any money.
Well, the sandwiches come from somewhere.
Well, how are you feeling this week, Brady?
Well, I think I'm feeling a little cuckoo.
A little cuckoo?
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm a little cuckoo. A little cuckoo for some
Cocoa Puffs.
I did look it up. Sunny is the mascot for Cocoa Puffs, and he's a cuckoo bird.
Yeah, well,
Fits.
did you look it up whether that was legal? What we just did? Welcome back to Crystal Clear Jail.
Yeek. We'll get a cease and desist.
Hey, I wonder if the acoustics are good in a cell.
Probably not.
No.
We'll hang
Anyway.
up the sheets. It'll be okay.
If you've ever done audio engineering in prison, put it in the comments. I told you I'm a little cuckoo. But you know what? I don't have any Cocoa Puffs, but I do have the queen of all lore here. So go ahead, hit us with some.
I'm getting too many titles in my life. That's what I'm learning about myself real quick.
The herald and the queen of lore, and I don't even know.
I'm also called the master of martials. Thank you.
The wife, the mother, the everything.
Many names, many hats. Anyway, this week we are talking about the cuckoo bird. And I know that kind of sounds weird just to start with, but the cuckoo bird is actually seen as like a herald of spring. So we're going to talk about the folkloric bits of that, but I don't want to just skip over the cuckoo bird entirely. So we are going to first open up with the cuckoo.
Okay, before the cuckoo.
Aw.
Is this going to replace the groundhog for me as the herald of spring?
No. Well,
Is it ironically a canary in the coal mine for spring?
it might be. We'll see.
I pushed really hard for that joke to work,
You did.
you can tell.
You really slammed that one in.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot of ways you can work a bird motif, okay, guys, into a dad joke. So, I did my best.
So to start out, the common or Eurasian cuckoo is the cuckoo we're talking about. There's a lot of cuckoos in the family and all that. So talking about specifically the common cuckoo or the Eurasian cuckoo.
Okay, we are still talking about a bird, right?
As we learned about in the Easter Bunny episode a couple of weeks back, cuckoos are brood parasites.
Yeah, we did cover that quite a bit, so go back.
I'm going to just kind of go over it, though, because it was such a tiny thing in that Easter Bunny episode.
Okay, but I still implore you to go back and listen.
Okay, you should definitely go listen to the Easter Bunny episode. That was a good one.
Especially you in the UK. We know you're there. I said I was going to call you out this episode, and I'm squeezing it in right now. Hi.
Or one.
Hello.
That was a
mean?
terrible accent.
Well, that's what I give to him as a gift. Hello for listening so long. This is my goofy dumbness. There you go. Hello.
Disclaimer that Brady's entire opinion of British accents does not represent Crystal Clear Lore or Wormsong Media.
No, not even. It doesn't even represent anything. It's just bad. I'll be the first to admit it, but hey.
So,
you listened.
Being a brood parasite means that the cuckoo will go to another bird's nest, push out one of their eggs, and lay their egg instead, matching the egg color and pattern as closely as possible.
They don't eat the egg?
No, they push it out of the nest.
Oh, well, they're kind of missing an opportunity there to have a delicious egg.
I don't think
that would be so dark.
I don't think they're cannibals.
Fair, but still. I thought you said other bird species.
Well, so the cuckoo pushing out the other bird species, well, that entire thing, by the way, pushing out the egg and laying theirs, it can happen as little as 10 seconds.
How many other brood parasites are there that I just didn't realize was even a thing?
You know, the cuckoo is the most famous one, but I think there are more. I am not.
That's creepy.
There are the cowbirds, the black-headed duck, the barca indigo bird, and then the... You're going to be so unhappy right now. The cuckoo paper wasp.
Eh.
So there you go.
Well, it got the name.
Yeah, it did.
That's cool. Someone recognized. Me.
There's like one wasp, and there's 3 other species of birds that do this.
I don't like wasps.
Because they're evil.
Why do they just have to stab everybody? What the heck? I live away from stabbings for a reason, and they're just all over the place.
They are. We will go back to the cuckoo. Like I said in the Easter Bunny episode, if the original bird, let's say a robin for ease, doesn't catch on, it will raise the cuckoo like its own baby. The cuckoo chick, in turn, will eventually push out the robin's babies out of the nest, effectively killing them. However, if the robin does catch on and then push the cuckoo egg out of the nest, the cuckoo mother will come by and destroy the entire nest. It is a thing they are known to do.
Imagine if Batman and Robin, if there was like a really dark version story of that with Robin.
I mean, Jason Todd gets close. Well, and actually, in a way, the first Robin is kind of like that, too. Because Dick loses his whole family due to Two-Face.
What did you just call me?
Two-Faced.
Oh. Well, that's mean. Thought you were going to give me the compliment.
Nope.
Well, geez.
That's what you get.
Sorry, Danny Richards.
So this is a really cool etymology that I should have known about, but did not until I did the research. So a little tangent here. Cuckoldry.
Oh my God. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to go there. You just caught me way off guard.
No.
I figured, do I have to get the beep? I missed it a little bit.
Cuckoldry is derived from the cuckoo.
Oh boy.
Because of the brood parasitism.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I know like we all think of like cuckoldry, right, as about a man with an adulterous wife, but it refers to the man raising a child of her infidelity as his own.
Oh.
And this term is pretty old, actually. It's been around since at least the 13th century.
Interesting.
Billy Shakes himself.
Willie Will.
He referenced the connection of that, like in Love's Labor Lost, Act 5, Scene 2, when he wrote, "The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, 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 a word of fear unpleasing to a married ear." I was like, dang, Billy Shakes is just freaking slapping that down.
He always goes so deep.
He does.
My goodness, Bill.
The cuckoo is associated with spring, which is kind of what I really want to focus on today, now that we have our background of the cuckoo bird. And although there was once an Easter cuckoo, which we also referenced in the Easter Bunny episode, cuckoos have been associated with spring for much longer than I think we realize over here in the States because our country is so young.
I'm not surprised nowadays, because I've been learning a lot through this podcast, that's the case. Because I'm noticing how much stuff I just did not realize was a custom or a tradition, and then was actually kind of recently replaced or it disappeared.
Yeah, it's very true.
This is one of those.
The mating call of the cuckoo usually can be heard in late March, early April. It literally sounds like a cuckoo clock, too.
You got to be kidding me.
No, I looked it up and I listened to it. I'm like, that's a cuckoo clock. That's a cuckoo clock. It's literally a cuckoo clock.
Okay. I got to make a call back to a joke from last week. Because I said, I think I said it must represent fertility because it goes in and out as a feature. And now it's just even funnier.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was 2 weeks ago.
Time is a flat circle.
Or something.
It does things and stuff and it's wibbly wobbly.
Well, it is the mating call of the cuckoo. So you're not, unfortunately, too wrong on that joke, which is upsetting.
You just hate it when I nail a dad joke.
I do.
Oh, it boils her blood. If you have any good dad jokes,
No.
please spam the comments.
No.
I will read them right to her immediately.
Ugh. In Britain and Ireland, hearing the first cuckoo meant taking the rest of the day off work and drink cuckoo ale, which I researched, and I could not find a lot of specifics about the cuckoo ale. It might just be ale that they would toast to the cuckoo's health. That's as close as I was able to find.
Like just whatever their favorite ale?
Yep.
And they would just toast it?
Yep.
That's a pretty good idea.
When the cuckoo was singing, it was a sign that the ground was warm enough to plant crops.
Yeah, and that's worth celebrating.
Yeah, it's time to start sowing your seeds in a very gardenery sense. Just realizing.
Yes, gardening. Gardening.
Yep. There were other signs for the year that were associated with the first cry of the cuckoo. So this is where the folklore really hits in. There's old superstitions around him, too. If you heard the call on your right, it was bringing good luck, whereas hearing it on your left was bringing bad luck.
That's something. Who came up with that one?
So, okay, this one has actually got some logic in this. So in a lot of witchcraft...
You're kidding me.
No, it's crazy. But in a lot of witchcraft, which I know, burn at the stake, blah, 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 I'll be warm, meh, meh, meh. Spinning, turning, stirring something like clockwise is to bring something in, right? And if you do it widdershins or counterclockwise, it's to banish it.
I see.
Clockwise goes to the right, widdershins is to the left. So if you're bringing in the good luck if it's coming in on your right, but if you're on your left, then you're banishing the good luck.
You don't do that. Maybe just do it to the right.
Yeah, do it to the right. Bring in the good luck. Interestingly, though, if the cuckoo sound was from behind you or from a graveyard, it was said that a relative would die within the year.
Oh, my goodness. Just don't go to the graveyard.
What if you need to clean a grave? What if, say, you're cleaning a family's grave, though.
Yeah.
And then you don't know that the first cuckoo is going to be singing from that graveyard, do you?
I still say just stay away from the graveyard. Still your own fault for being there.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway.
Interestingly, the ground you stand on can actually matter too when it comes to the whole good luck, bad luck thing.
Oh.
If you're standing on soft grass and you hear the cuckoo, it brings good luck. But if you stand on barren land when it sings, it can be an omen of ill luck.
Where does the cuckoo usually live? Because I've never heard a cuckoo in real life.
Britain, Ireland.
That's the only places?
There's some across the channel.
But we have none over here?
Nope.
Okay. Well, it's just, you've always heard the clock. It's just kind of sad. That's disappointing.
They do also inhabit Germany and stuff too. So it's very much like Europe.
I really hope we hear one when we're there.
Oh, we're going to.
And then we're gonna think back to this silly episode.
It's a very silly episode. Now, interestingly, though, apparently you're supposed to carry money on you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Because if you turn a coin in your pocket while you hear that first call, and it has to be the first call, it will bring you wealth.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have to give it money.
No.
For it to give you any good luck.
But even just having the money on you can help avoid poverty.
Yeah, technically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
This one felt like a weird one, I'm not going to lie.
That's how poverty works. No, I get it though.
Yeah, I do too. It's just,
I had to crack a joke because it's a cuckoo.
Weird. Hearing the call on an empty stomach was quite an ill omen. And because this was such a bad sign, people would keep bread on hand to eat on. So they didn't hear that on empty stomach. Sometimes they'd keep it under their pillow so they could eat in case they were woken up in the middle of the night by it.
Oh, that's a little too far. That one might have just been an excuse. No, I was just thinking though, it sounds like it's the cuckoo is kind of, it's like pushing for good behavior here, for healthy behavior. You're going to tell me next that it wants you to be wealthy, it wants you to have food in your tummy. And what's it going to do next when you drink water too? Well,
actually, I found a very weird thing.
Okay.
So actually I heard about a weird thing that happens. So there are little islands in the English Channel between Britain and France.
Okay.
Specifically, I think England and France.
Do you know what they're called?
Not all of them. One of them is called Guernsey.
Guernsey?
Yes. So in Guernsey, there's a tradition called the Stone Run.
Ooh, they get stoned and run?
No, sadly.
They stone a bunch of runners?
Kind of.
Oh. Why is my jokes always nailing it? That's not supposed to happen.
I will say you're it's almost like a segue type transition here. You're close, kind of. When you hear the first cuckoo call or see the first cuckoo of the year, you need to take a stone, place it on your head, and run.
Oh, it's kind of like a mix of everything I said.
Yeah. And then when the stone falls off, you make a note of it, where it fell off. Come back the next day and money will appear beneath the stone.
No way.
That's the tradition.
Okay, so if I see anybody running with a stone on their head, I need to scope it out and get there before them. Is what you're saying.
You can't just steal other people's stuff.
Well, why do I want to put a stone on my head and look like a buffoon and wait a day when I could just take everybody else's? Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Nah, I would never do that. That's just interesting, though. So everybody be out here just following the cuckoo rules.
Yep, the cuckoo rules, man.
I knew there was something off about Great Britain, and I'm not trying to be mean, but there's just something off, right? It's cuckoo. It's a little cuckoo.
It's a little cuckoo.
What if Big Ben was a cuckoo clock?
I mean, that'd be fire.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That should be the thumbnail. Make that a note. I'm noting that. That should be the thumbnail. That's good.
The other weirdest one, now I think Stone Run might beat this one, but another really weird thing I found was, okay, so you hear the cuckoo call, right?
Yeah.
You have to immediately take off your shoe.
What the? This is
Take it off.
This is really the most British shit.
Okay, but then when you have your shoe off,
Excuse my French.
they won't. If you know, you know. Okay, so you have your shoe, and you have a shoe in your hand, and you have to look in your shoe, and you have to search it in, and you can't really dig around in there and be like,
Let me guess, there's money.
Nope.
Oh, crap.
You need to find a hair in the shoe.
Oh, my God, this gets worse.
Okay, you're going to find a hair in the shoe.
Please tell me you're talking about the hair on your head like a follicle.
It didn't say.
Was it spelled A-I-R?
Yes. So, yes, like not the Easter Bunny hair, but are you thinking like the Easter Bunny
like
pops out of your shoe?
Yeah, like a magician pulling a rabbit out of his shoe.
No.
Dig in there really good. And then pop.
So you find a hair in it. Okay, well, you grab the hair and you look at the color and you stare at the color for like a hot minute.
And then you yell at your husband because it's not yours.
No, listen. So whatever color it is, as long as it's not gray, that is the color of the hair of your future spouse.
Oh, interesting. So if you have to, I'm hoping you have to be young.
You can't have a gray hair though.
Hey, if you out there and you're old and getting married, congratulations.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
awesome. Spread the love.
So the hair color of your future spouse. So gray hairs though meant that you were guaranteed to live a long life.
Interesting.
I don't know. Well,
okay, well, there's a lot of weird rules here on this. Is there any more?
There's more.
These are kind of entertaining.
All right. The number of calls heard can be important too. So in Scotland, the number of calls you hear is the number of years you have left to live.
Oh my God. Of course, Scotland. What the fuck, Scotland? Oh, that one was, that's a weird one.
Okay, well now, it's the last one.
Can you imagine taking that one seriously, though? And you just think you have 10 more years or even less. That would drive me nuts.
Sometimes women would also call out, cuckoo, cuckoo, when shall I be married? And then the cuckoo would answer, and the number of calls would be how many years she had to wait to get married.
I think they just used the cuckoo for everything.
I mean,
it's like their magic 8-ball.
That does sound kind of about right. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, cuckoo, am I going to find the man of my dreams this year?
Don't count on it.
And get lots of money?
Definitely not. So all of them are kind of weird. There's a lot of money ones. There's a life expectancy one, the marriage one. But they are kind of funny. They get a little intense.
I like them though, because it's good luck, right? Promoting the intention of good luck, good fortune, and good health.
For the most part, yeah, except unless you want to try to figure out your future a little bit with the whole spouse hair color or how many years do I have to live.
Yeah, the spouse hair color one is a little weird.
It's a little weird.
Like, what is even the point of that knowledge, honestly? That only could serve to enforce a crush you already have.
Right.
I would think.
Yeah, but okay, imagine that. So let's say it's Scotland, right?
Well, yeah.
Because there's a lot of redheads from Scotland. And you find a red hair in your shoe.
That could be anyone.
That's going to limit fucking nothing. That's what that's going to
exactly.
do.
Oh, man.
There'll be 3 brunettes in the village. You're like, it's not one of them. Woo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so what else we got on this, on the cuckoo?
To kind of wrap up the cuckoo, there is a common adage that is about the cuckoo in spring. So one cuckoo does not make a spring.
Does it say how many?
No, but what it means is that the cuckoo is just the herald of the beginning of spring. So it just means the season's just started. It's not even in full swing yet.
Oh, okay. And then there's going to be many cuckoos.
There'll be many cuckoos.
And all of their weird rules and stuff you'll have to follow now that it's not winter.
Well, but only for the first call. So if it's the second call, it doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
They only care about the first one.
Man, so do they have a Groundhog Day festival, but for cuckoos?
I hope so.
Cuckoo convention, if you will.
Can we please start calling it the Cuckoo Convention?
I like that. Just don't spell it with K's.
So they do not have whatever that freaking fat rodent's name is, Punxsutawney Pill or whatever.
What?
Punxsutawney Pill, whatever his name is.
Oh my goodness.
Phil. His name's Phil. But I don't know how to say that first part because it's long and it makes me sad.
Punxsutawney?
Punxsutawney. Who knows what the freaking name is?
Probably nailed it there.
Sure. I kind of gave up.
If that's your groundhog, I'm sorry.
In Britain, they have a Marsden Cuckoo Festival in West Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, like
Yorkshire.
the pudding?
Yes.
Mm.
It says Shire. It's not the Shire. It's not Tolkien. It's Shire.
In Tolkien, was it supposed to be the Shire?
No, it's the Shire.
Of course.
Yeah, of course it is.
Nothing can make sense in life.
It is held annually in late April, and it celebrates the mythical arriving of spring with a parade featuring a large cuckoo puppet, marching bands, and Morris dancers. So it is they go a little bit harder than we go for Phil, or whatever his name is.
Now it's bugging me.
I don't know how to say it. It's just really long, and I looked at it and go, that's the word.
Yeah.
Words.
Punk salami.
Yeah, punk salami.
That's the episode title. It's official. It's called Crystal Clear Lore, episode 27, or whatever. Fuck you, fuxolotl Phil. All right, we should probably move on to the end.
So, if you are ever in Britain or most of Europe and you hear the first cuckoo call of the year, I really hope you remembered all the things that we talked about.
Yeah, if you're there in April and you hear the cuckoos, good luck. I hope you have the Crystal Clear Handbook of Lore on you, which doesn't exist.
Not yet. We'll get there.
That could be a thing, but it doesn't exist. So good luck.
Take the rest of the day off work. Go drink some ale. Toast to the cuckoo's health. Make sure you're paying attention to which direction it's coming from. Remember, you really want it on your right, not your left, not behind you. Make sure that you are standing on soft grass, not barren land. If you've got money in your pocket, please make sure you have money in your pocket. Turn that money in your pocket to bring more money to you. Also, we need to make sure that we are eating bread, or at least making sure our tummy isn't empty. Because, man, if that tummy is empty and you hear that cuckoo call, you're screwed. The whole year is just a mess now for you.
And like TSA always says, take your shoe off.
Yeah, take your shoe off. Look at the hair inside your shoe. What color is it? It's really important. It could matter to your whole life. Ask the cuckoo, hey, how many years till I get married? Or how many calls does it call back? Because that's also really important for reasons that we'll never fully understand. And hey, you know what? You hear that cuckoo call, don't move. Put a stone in your head, then run away with it. And then remember where that stone falls off. Come back the next day. There might be money.
Yeah, all the things she just said.
Good luck remembering all that. Because I already forgot 85% of what I said.
Hope you wrote it down. There's no subtitles on a podcast, so good luck. Yeah, there is a transcript somewhere. Good luck.
Somewhere on the great wide internet, there might be a transcript.
It could be a link or something. I don't know. I don't know how the internet works.
Nope.
I just hit submit. Things go places. All right.
So I hope that made the cuckoo crystal clear.
Bye.
Follow us on Threads and Insta at Wormsong Media. That's WYRMSONG Media. Want to reach out to us? Email us at wormsongmedia@gmail. Again, that's WYRMSONGMEDIA@gmail.